So, what do you think they're going to find when they probe that giant space turd? That is the big question.
I think they're gonna find a load of turd.
Look,
That's the answer. Like
little
nothing.
living turds that live underneath the surface.
Yeah, they look like dash-hounds. Really, they're just pieces of shit with legs. Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording this already. So yeah.
Woo! The shit we talk about.
2018 started off with a bang.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year, bitch.
Yeah, Happy New Year. What did you do in the end? Do anything special?
Well, I was in work on New Year's Eve. I work with young people, and they were having a shit time. I was having a shit time, so I just made them a bit of a buffet sort of thing. It was quite cool.
You made them a buffet.
I made them a buffet.
I would not eat anything you've prepared.
Hey, I did a good job, man. Nobody died. I made those sausage rolls. Those ones you bake in the oven. I made like 3 pizzas and loads of crisps and dips and shit. Like, it was alright. I think they enjoyed it.
We stayed in and got pissed. We literally didn't do anything.
Well,
we
I
were so like old.
Well, I was lucky that we got to see you guys the night before because that was quite a good night, actually. I really enjoyed it. We were doing shots of agua diente and we were playing board games. We were quite boring, really, weren't we?
Yeah.
But it's kind of comfortable boring. It was nice. There was one point we were trying to hook up the second Xbox so we could play card and record it. It would have been quite cool, but
yeah,
failed.
That was a pain in the ass. I literally, so I've got, what is it? 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 or 5 TVs in my house. One works. Another one works, but it cuts off about 3 inches. It's like a 22-inch TV, and it cuts off about 3 inches all the way around the perimeter of the screen because it's just like an old thing where the casing of the TV covers the screen for some reason, and the other 2 are completely fucked. So yeah, I'm trying to rewire that, and that just didn't work.
And guys, whether you like to admit it or not, 3 inches makes a difference, son.
So, you know that massive box of homebrewed cider that you bought round?
Oh, yeah.
So I had a few more pints of that the following night or whenever it was. No, it wasn't. It was a few nights afterwards. And I went to have another, and it must have been getting a little bit more towards the bottom. And it started, like, almost coming out in chunks. it went, like, powdery and bitty at the bottom. It was fucking disgusting. But that stuff was lethal. I had a few pints of it, and it just hit me like a freight train. It was just like, you are on your ass now.
It's amazing. It's amazing stuff. Like, I get that as it's like it's a homebrew stuff, but it's made by a company, isn't it? Like, I had it as a Christmas present last year, and you literally pour 18 pints of water into it, and then with the yeast, and that's it. You leave it to brew for days. Like, I tried it after about 48 hours, and it tasted like awful. I mean, I thought I was relying on this as being my only source of drink, so I was kind of panicking. And then the night before I came to you, the day before I came to yours, I tried it, and it was beautiful. It was so good, and it got me plenty fucked up.
Yeah,
burped down on my
stuff like that. I'd love to brew my own stuff like that, but like, properly. But I just couldn't be asked to go through all the vats and stuff that you'd need.
It can be quite dangerous as well, can't it? You know, you can blow shit up, like literally just full on with pressure, blow shit up. So yeah, I like to brew my own whiskey. That'd be so fucking good. Like you get so fucked up just trying to make your own whiskey. You wouldn't even have to.
I'd like to own like a brewery and just come up with all the different like ridiculous names for the beers, just like Donald's Trump and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Stinky finger, or
it's what when you have too many of it and you lose some morals. That's what you end up with. Stinky fingers.
You got what's it called? Bishop. What's it called? Bishop's finger. Whatever. Fucking just making shit up.
You might have had a bishop's finger. I never have.
I tried getting fucked up on that shit once. We were on Shifnal. And I was down in these, and they get so fucking heavy. It's not a party drink at all. You can't. It's not something you can get absolutely fired up on, because after about 6 pints, I was hammered, and I couldn't drink anymore. It was just sitting so heavily in my stomach. I felt like I was going to throw up. It was really bad. But I do love a good ale. Like,
yeah.
So anyway, we haven't really introduced ourselves again. Welcome to episode 21 of Thors-Kin podcast. Fuck old Joe. I think it's funny how like all like posh people can just say anything and you know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like we talk about absolutely everything and nothing.
Are you trying to be fucking Churchill? We
fucking
are rods of
a Duke of Edinburgh. I go to Thailand every year. The girls, they have penises, you know. Oh, welcome. No, that's wicked. Episode 21. 20 didn't do very well, did it? The last episode. But
yeah, that's what happens when you release a podcast on New Year's Day.
Yeah, especially about Star Wars as well. I mean, I did panic initially because we only got like 13 views. I think it's on now. I haven't looked for a while, but last time I looked, it was 13 views. But
you need to stop paying attention to views. You get too hung up on trivial shit like who's actually watching you.
Well, I spoke to a few people that other podcasters on Underdog, which is a great podcasting.
Will you fucking stop adding me to that? I have to write some stuff to begin with, and I'm not good at writing stuff.
They're a good bunch of people. If you're doing a podcast, you need to be. They do like a podcast about that group. They do podcasts about everything. These guys know what to talk.
A podcast about podcasts.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what's the world coming to?
They're just saying like. Apparently, there's a backlog of podcasts. People are so busy around Christmas, they haven't got time to sit around and listen to a podcast. So they get like a backlog.
I barely had time to sit down and do one, let alone listen to them. I
know, I'm the same. But yeah, I mean, we got it done, and we got to keep going. We move on.
Anyway,
on.
So go back and watch that episode because it was a good episode, going into depth with Star Wars. So if you haven't seen it, basically. Because no one has, we know no one watched it. We both half like Star Wars, but we spent an hour tearing a new one for the things that it did fail with. I quite enjoyed doing that. Of like when you like a film, but you know that there's like glaring massive holes in it. Just tearing a new one, really. It was pretty fun.
But the thing is, the moral of the story is, bless you,
Jesus Christ, excuse me.
The moral of the story is Star Wars. It's the same with any movie. Star Wars is what you make it. You know, it is what it is to you. You don't have to listen to what we say or what other people say. If you don't like some of the things that we said, then that's your opinion, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So, you know, don't take anything that we say as gospel. You like what you like. I like Jar Jar Binks. I've always said that. I think he's a fun character. Fuck the haters. Misa Jar Jar.
Misa Jar Jar. Yeah, anyway. 2 seconds.
We're going again.
Yeah, we're going again. So, yeah, just had.
Oh, did you get that?
No, I didn't. I didn't quite hit record before you were talking about Jon Snow being a bastard.
He's a bastard, born a bastard. He'll always be a bastard.
Yeah, so I kind of just had a sneezing fit. I walked out the door to get some tissue, and the fucking my girlfriend's there, just taking a dump, just going, you bastard.
She's actually taking a dump, as if you just declared that to the whole world. Well done, Jimmy.
I know she's going to open the door in a second because she can hear me. She's going to open the door in a second and just be like, "Oi, don't say that, you bastard."
I'm expecting a box of steak knives just to land around your head where I can see it now. Like.
Me too.
Yeah,
so
okay, let's go on with the show.
Actual shit. So, loads and loads and loads of random gaming stuff breaking. We got some TV showy, Netflixy stuff that you want to talk about. Do you want to speak about what you were on about before? You did a Prison Break thing, didn't you?
I did today. Yeah, it was really good. And we were meant to record this afternoon, and it's because both of our schedules were out of a line. we couldn't quite get on with the show. And I come back really excited from this prison break, and I couldn't sit and talk about it. So I got jarhead syndrome. So I'm still kind of vibrating, sitting here like a molecule, just sort of bouncing around. It was really fun. I got asked because I'm having a bit to do with the immersive events people that run things at Dana Prison. They do other things as well, but Dana Prison in Shrewsbury. One of the managers messaged me and said they got a new guard being broken in, and they wouldn't mind if I could come along to one of the prison breaks. It's like a team building exercise. So you take people from work, from the office, or what have you, and you've got to try and work together as a team, like an escape room.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, it was really good. At first, I turned up. I was standing in the gatehouse, and obviously I know the girl that plays. She's the main guard, Stacey. I know her. We got on really well, but she obviously has a character to portray.
Yeah.
And she comes out, she's like, right, line up against the wall. I'm like, whoa! She shit me up. She really did. She was brilliant at it. First, you have to sign your name on a piece of paper, put your crime, etc. So you have to make all that up. I put my name down as Alex Hatchet Whiteley.
Alex Hatchet Whiteley. Oh, please tell me. No, go on. What was
my
your crime?
My crime was handing out Death to Bieber posters.
Death to Bieber. That's not a crime.
It shouldn't be. No.
You get tax benefits for doing that. The fucking government will support you. Do you know what I'd have done? I'd have been
flash your dick.
I would have just done that anyway, just as part of walking in, like actually not part of the event. I'd have been Jimmy Shit Thrower, and it just does what it says on the tin. I'd have been sent to jail for acting like a chimpanzee in the street, just doing a turd, lobbing it at people and running off, arms flailing, with my trousers down by my ankles, just going, whoo!
Jimmy Shitflinger Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was really good. They lined us up and everything, and then they took us into like a holding cell, which they would normally take the prisoners in. They'd put TV on them, and they'd be there for hours while they processed them, normally. And then what they do is you take you to the desk, and they do the whole where they would do the strip searches normally, basically. But they didn't do a strip search, which was really unfortunate. I was looking forward to that.
After you'd hidden all those drugs up your arsehole as well.
And the funny thing is, there's about kids, the teenagers, and with the group, there's about 12 of us, a couple of adults and some kids and stuff. And I walked up to the desk and I bent over the desk, like as if to say, "Come on, get it over." And I realised there was other kids looking at me. I was like, "Yeah, sort that out, Alex. Stand up." I don't think they quite understood what I was going about. So yeah, they take all your belongings off you, your phone, what have you. Then they give you a jumpsuit, and then they'll put you into another holding cell, and then they take you to the main cell block. They give you a cell. They put a hood over you. You're handcuffed as well, proper handcuffs. They put a hood over your face, and they push you into a cell, and they shut the door. All right, and usually you have a group of people in a cell. I was on my own. All right, there's about 3 or 4 people in each cell. I was on my own, and the cell is just pitch black. You take your hood off. And first of all, I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to give it away. People that are going to do it, but you've got to solve problems. You got to try and get your handcuffs off. You've got to the aim of the game is to get a code for a safe, and whatever's in the safe is going to get you out. And a long story short, you get a radio inside the safe. I can say that, and then you say the safe word, and then they get you out. That's how you win. As they were doing the 10-second countdown, I had the radio in my hand, about to press it. I couldn't work out the radio. I was trying to look at the instructions because they give us instructions. I was like, I was about to say the safe word, and I failed. But I failed.
No.
But they were like, they had to give me a hand because you have to solve riddles and stuff, and they give you a number of riddles. There's only one I couldn't quite get, and they kind of give me a hint towards that because I was on my own. They were kind of help me out. And then I made this word up with all these letters that I'd found, and they were like, "It's a jumbled up word, you dickhead." And I was like, "Oh fuck yeah!" Because I was looking at it thinking, "What the fuck is this word?" Like, oh what? So they gave me a couple of pointers in the right direction. But they said I did really well, so I was really chuffed. I was really happy, regardless of whether I failed, because it's so authentic. Like
Yeah.
the guards act like guards. I mean, like I said, I knew these people. They're part of the crew that I work with. Like, but they get straight into character, and they're really good at staying in character. And they'll give you a bit of shit like they would do in like a prison, but they also give you a bit of banter as well. It's quite fun. Yeah, it's a really good experience. I would recommend it to like sort of office parties, things like anything. Anybody wants to do sort of team building or anything like that. It's really, really good because like there's things in places you wouldn't quite expect. At first, when I took the hood off and I was in this dark cell, I didn't think there was anything anywhere. It's only until I found a torch. There's a blue torch, the black light torch, and there's a normal torch, and I started shining it around. I started finding things.
Yeah,
it was really, really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Check out the Immersive Events Facebook page if you ever want to book anything like that. But yeah, hats off. Will you stop vibrating, you motherfucking piece of shit?
Jesus, I'd love a place to just go like completely overboard with those immersive events. I'm sure somewhere like will do it. I know that they do pretty high end stuff, but I would love to have a massive open woodland area and just a cottage in the middle of it, just a cabin or something, and with some barns around the outside and stuff. And to have a paid crew of people dress up as werewolves, like dog soldiers werewolves. And you go in a jeep, you get chased, you have to survive in the house, and you had like airsoft rifles and stuff like that. And they were getting in at the doors and breaking windows and stuff like that. But like proper high end, like the pyrotechnics and stuff like that. People would pay fucking tons to do stuff like that.
They do it, and Dog Soldiers, what a mention that was, by the way. One of the best lines in a cheesy horror movie ever. I hope I give you the shit as he's fighting a werewolf. Yeah, they did it on Hormond Hill, which is by us. They did Blair Witch Experience. So you go up to the top of the hill, you got to walk. Obviously, there's nowhere to drive.
Yeah,
you watch the Blair Witch project, and then you've got to walk back to your car through the forest. How cool is that?
Fuck that.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Fuck people's mind up and then make them walk through a dark forest with torchlight. That's awesome. What a great way to do it. Yeah, they do like zombie runs and all sorts, do they? They do it like, I wouldn't like to do it through a town, because I've seen they do that sometimes through a town.
They do that one in Birmingham, don't they, where they get like about 100 zombie actors or something ridiculous, and they literally chase you through. They block off all the streets and stuff, so it seems isolated. It's like a scene out of 28 Days. And yeah, they actually make it like proper high. I think it's about £100 a ticket. So it's really, really well done. But yeah, I'd love to do some stuff like that.
Yeah, it'd be worth it. I'd love to do a scare acting on that. I like, from playing the zombie from the first time, I just got I just want to do it again. It's really good. You know what? If they do it at Dana again, I'm going to get you in as a zombie. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. You come to zombie up, motherfucker. If I go do it, you go do it.
That gave me it made me so bad though. That did. I had like 3 days later, I had the worst flu I've had in years, and that is the only thing that could have set me off, because it was cold and it was damp, and you were like fucking hiding in corners and crawling through shit.
We were stood there, like you guys were moving around. We were kind of just stood there in our positions. So there's a lot of people that end up with bruises and colds and flu and stuff. Yeah, it's a cold place, man. I was in that room. I was in that cell for an hour today, just an hour. And I was I had the sniffles and the shakes. There, imagine like staying in a place like that, like full on. Just nah. I'm sorry. I'd fucking die before I go to a place like that. But no. So yeah, Prison Break. I failed. I should be incarcerated right now, but I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about shit.
Random change of pace. So loads of Xbox stuff breaking at the moment.
Oh, fuck Xbox. I'm moving to Nintendo, bitch.
Get a Switch. Get on it.
I do. I really do. Like I put I don't know if you saw it. Justin was hating me. I put a comment about they released a load of games on Nintendo's marketplace, but they all look like Diablo 3 type graphics. You know, they're all like high up. cartoony, and I just put a comment as a joke, like I put, "Hey Nintendo fans, 1998 called and they want their games back." Oh my god, the fucking hate I got. Even Justin from Justin Garrett and Justin Triggered, he put a mad face and he said he's going to kill me. So like, people getting genuinely, but I like Nintendo. I was just being funny fucker.
So
Xbox
rumblings of a Halo 6 getting announced.
You're always going to get a new Halo.
You're always going to get a new Halo, but what's your thoughts? Do you think we're going to get an announcement this year? Do you think it'll be just an announcement? Will we get a trailer? Will we get nothing? Because me personally, I don't think so.
No, they're going to play it on for as long as they possibly can. They did that with Halo 5. They were like, we're going to give you Halo 5, just not now. Do you know what I mean? Wait for it. Ready, steady, stop. Wait again, stop. Wait again. You know, they're very teasy, aren't they?
Yeah, I think I mean, how long's it been? Is it 3 years since Halo 5 now? 2 years, isn't it? Because it was Halo 5, then it was Gears 4, and then whatever this year. So it won't. No, I've got that completely wrong.
It Halo Wars 2 as well, didn't you?
Yeah. What? Yeah, but that was a spring game, I think. So anyway, it will be operating on, I think, a 3-year cycle, something like that. Regardless, we've not heard anything. I don't think we're going to get a Halo 6 this year. I think we might get a teaser that it's coming out next year.
Maybe throw something in Halo 5 just to get people, you know, kind of excited, some new weapon or something.
Yeah, they do that every month, though. I mean, the monthly updates to Halo 5 sort of carried on way past when they were supposed to. So I think they're just going to just keep doing whatever they're doing with Halo 5. I have not played that game in a long while, so I don't know what's been going on recently. But yeah, I think we might get some sort of trailer.
I do look at it sometimes. I look at Halo 5 and I'm like, and then I see cards, I'm like, and I bypass it, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, can I just interrupt and say, you know, because we're playing Forza Horizon 3 again.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I popped up because I'm the fucking boss at Forza 3. Like, there's a group of us, me, Baz, and Steve, our friends. We used to go on there all the time, religiously. I'm waiting to catch you on there as well. I went on there during the afternoon, and it's fucking Noobville because of this the deal they had on the game, and all the hardcore drivers are playing Forza 7.
Yep.
It's a breeze. It's so good. It's so easy. It's so good. So,
yeah, you can tot up some totals against like 7-year-olds.
Oh, I was pissing people off, turning up and beating down old trucks, and they're like getting really annoyed because I'm just blasting past them. It's so funny.
Oh, I've got a Jeep something or other with a Jurassic Park skin on it, so I'm literally just like nah 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 nah
whilst touching yourself. Yeah.
But yeah, that thing goes. It's got like 200 top speed, and it's like this shitty Jeep driving around on snow, and it's just like, you should not be going that fast. It can't turn around corners for shit because it's got like the velocity of fucking SpaceX and like no traction whatsoever. But yeah, God, that game is so good. But anyway, getting back on track, the big one that I wanted to talk about, I don't know whether you're a Fable guy or not. One thing that we've never really talked about, but Halo 4 has been officially announced.
Fable
4. X-Line head dev put out a tweet saying, so without any insider knowledge whatsoever, which it sounded a bit sarcastic, like, a bit of satire, sarcasm there. I now know who is officially developing Halo 4. Interesting choice. So Fable 4. What do I keep saying?
Halo.
Do I keep saying Halo?
Yeah, you said it twice now. So I keep going Fable, bitch.
So anyway, Halo 4. Yeah, so Joe Studio Gobo, you probably won't, but they did loads of Toys to Life stuff, like Marvel and Disney Infinity and all that kind of stuff. They were rumoured for a while as possible taking it up, and basically in his tweet he said there's no studio here in Brighton, wherever, because I guess that's where they were based at the time with Lionhead, or I don't know, whatever, big enough to do that. Basically, Studio Gobo is there. So he completely confirmed that it wasn't going to be them, which they're not big enough to do a Fable anyway. But, you know, Playground Studios? Playground Games, or who do Forza Horizon, work with Turn 10, they've massively expanded recently. And their second studio that they've set up has been rumoured to be doing an RPG IP, open world RPG game. And basically, that is the only studio left free, except them outsourcing to a third-party studio, which they're not going to do for Fable, that Microsoft have. So it sounds like it's going to be Playground's second studio doing Fable 4.
Could you be putting two and two together and getting 5? But don't forget, there's like a million RPGs out there at the moment. Like,
no, it's a new exclusive RPG. So unless we're getting a new IP, in which case great. But why would they do 2 IPs? Fable 4 is pretty much 100% getting made, and it would make sense. It's going to have to be a first-party studio, which Playground is. We know that they're working on an RPG. It's like one of those things where, yeah, it could be 2 and 2 equaling 5, but it could just be 2 and 2 equals 4. So it sounds like it might be them. So I can't wait to be riding around as some random 16th century king in a fucking Subaru Impreza. That's going to be beastly.
Is that the one where you could have like more than one wife? And you could cheat on your wife and shit.
The one way you could do that? Oh, please tell me that you're not a Fable noob.
I played it when I was younger and I had loads of spare time. Like Final Fantasy, I used to love when I could sit there for days on end, stinking like shit, getting through a game and feeling really good about it. Like the last Final Fantasy I played was 10, which I hated. I hated it.
Was wicked.
No, no, 10. 10 was good. It's 11, the one with the chick, isn't it?
Oh, they all had a chick in it.
Not the chickaboo. I'm talking about 10 is the one with the handball game. That's the one I like. That's the last one I played.
Oh, what was that called? Blitzball.
I was awesome at it. Yeah, something like that. I like that one.
In that sphere. How did they never make a Blitzball game?
I don't know.
Just like a standalone thing. That would have been awesome.
I know. You know what game they need to remake is? Do you remember Dead Ball Zone?
Dead Ball Zone.
Yeah, where you'd throw. It's like a bit like football, where you'd throw a ball to each other and you've got to throw it into the goal. But you've all got like chainsaws and machine guns and axes and shit, like, and you literally run it to someone that's got the ball and like a chainsaw and cut them in half and shit.
I've never played this game.
It was amazing. They need to remake that. I would play the shit out of that.
But like really graphic.
Yeah, a bit like Rocket League, but with chainsaws and men rather than...
Rocket League with chainsaws. That sounds wicked. So yeah, Fable 4 pretty much confirmed, although not officially, by what has turned out to be probably one of Microsoft's best developers. Yes, it's going to be a spin-off studio. It's their second studio, but yeah.
How long does it take to make a game like Fable? Years.
A game like, well, you've got to remember that we had Fable Legends that got very, very close to release. Like, really close. All the assets made, game modes were up and running. It was in beta for God knows how long. So what they were saying is that it's very likely that they just use a lot of the same assets. So the engine's going to be up and running, the assets are going to be made, the textures are going to be there for a lot of stuff. So the majority of the game was there. It could well be that 2 years and you've got the game completely done. I mean, so it's been, what, a year and a bit since Legends was cancelled? So yeah, it could well be... I mean, all likeliness is that E3 we get an announcement and then it comes out 2019. But it could well come out later this year. Do you know what they need to do?
They need to stop making any other game in the world and they need to come up with a new Silent Hill because, bitch, I miss Silent Hill so much.
Yeah.
I love that game. They were going to make one a few years ago, and they stopped it. They cancelled it, and it was nuts. Everyone was looking forward to it. It had a release date. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, it got completely scrapped, didn't it?
You did, yeah. What? So is Fable on your wish list?
Yeah, it's kind of like the I think the pillar that Microsoft are missing at the moment, because 1, 2, and 3 were always part of that Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable sort of four corners of that their big AAA IPs. And yeah, I mean, it's looking like, when was the last time, for example, you heard anything from Crackdown 3? That game's fucking dead. It's dead in the water.
And you were so excited about that as well.
Yeah, I really think Crackdown's probably going to be cancelled. I mean, their Twitter account hasn't tweeted anything in, I think, like 5 or 6 months.
I'm taking some really weird pictures of us while we're recording. Sorry. Yeah, because we had the Xbox on, and you were talking about how important it was to have a game with those graphics, and you're really excited about these, like, talking about the outlines and how like really sophisticated it was to make a game with that technology and stuff. So it would be a shame.
Yeah, it would. I mean, that's what I kind of wanted out of this generation, like a gameplay mechanic that was different, not just, oh, this is the same as 360 stuff but prettier with better internet connections.
Yeah,
like having 100% destructibility where you could shoot a hole in a wall and pick up the bit of concrete that fell out of it, and it stayed there forever. Like, that would just be insane. But I think they just bit off more than they can chew. I really do. I think
that's what they miss with Call of Duty, because they have it in Battlefield to an extent. You can blow up like a full-on blow up a building.
That doesn't even come close. For Battlefield, even Bad Company 2, their best destructibility they've ever had, doesn't even come close to what Crackdown is. It's on like compare like the intelligence of an ant to a human. There's that much of a gap between Battlefield and Crackdown, yeah.
So what's happened to it then? It's not been cancelled, is it? Is it just
not officially? So I do need to say that before anyone gets the wrong idea. It's just gone really, really quiet, and I'd have thought we'd have heard something by now. They had a showing, I think, at E3 last year, but it was terrible, and just nothing. It got delayed until I think mid this year, and we've heard nothing since, and we're in January.
I think they need to hurry up and get something done with it, so you guys can shut the fuck up on about it. I'm just kidding. No, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll keep our ear to the ground on that one. We'll let you guys know as soon as we find out. What else is going on, and how's Spider-Man doing?
Oh, I have no idea. That's gonna come whenever it comes. Probably later this year. But yeah, I think it was Spider-Man and. Was it God of War or something else? Was there was a PlayStation account which did a video about all the upcoming 2018 games, and Spider-Man and something else wasn't on there. I'm like, oh, okay. Really? It was Days Gone, I think, actually. So you've got all these. I've gone out and bought one because I'm like, it's starting to come together. They're getting out of this thing where they announce games, and like, I knew that they were all a few years out, but I was like, right, there's so many of them. Surely some have got to be this year. And now I'm just like, and it's typical Sony syndrome of we're announcing them and they're 5 years out. So I don't know whether they're coming this year now. That's anecdotal stuff. It could be that they're not in there because they made a decision not to, focus on other stuff. But yeah, they weren't in the video, so I just got to ask, how's the Tekken training going, by the way? Oh, I've not been training in Tekken. I just got better at it randomly.
Fuck you. Right, I tell you, I got to explain to the listeners. Right, a few months back, I went around James for a few beers. We played Tekken, and I whooped his ass. He couldn't get around on me. And we went around New Year's Eve or day before New Year's Eve, and he absolutely destroyed me. I was like, someone's been practicing. So
No,
I need to
didn't.
download that and get on practicing myself. Because I'll tell you what, next time I'm gonna bring it to you, motherfucker, and you ain't gonna fucking your feet won't touch the ground. I'm telling you now.
I think we need Tekken 7.
Oh, I think we do. Your feet wouldn't touch, buddy. I'm gonna be getting air combos on you before you can even get a punch on me, bitch.
It clicked for the first time. Tekken clicked on New Year's Eve or the day before. Just kind of like, because it's got like a weird fluidity to it, hasn't it? Where like the timing of the punches, getting in there with quick attacks before you notice your opponent's doing a heavy, so you get in there quick with a like it just clicks all of a sudden. So that
do you think it matters?
Mate.
Do you think it matters if it's a newer game or an older game? Because like the way I see it is like a button basher is a button basher. It doesn't matter if it's Street Fighter 2 from back in the day or whether it's now. I mean, they're the same concept, aren't they?
So here's my thinking. There is not a single fighter out there which is a button basher. You can button bash anything and win technically, but if you like know what you're doing, it's like the other night I didn't button bash at all. I was picking every punch and kick out deliberately.
I was drunk.
So was I. So was I. That's no excuse. You were against a drunk opponent, so yeah. But no, it doesn't matter. Like if you, because you can go into anything and button mash it. So technically every game is, but at the same time every game isn't. It just depends how you want to play it.
See, Mortal Kombat, I can't button bash. I think there's a different strategy. You can either go high, low, you can jump, you can, and it's a bit more fluid, I think, the controls. Whereas Tekken, this was Tekken Tag 2 we were playing, and it is kind of slow. I still love it, though. I think it's brilliant because it's like kind of what we grew up with. Do you know what I mean? So I love it. But yeah, next time it's on, bitch.
Yeah, it'll be the same result. Don't worry.
And if anybody else, any of our listeners want to challenge us to Tekken Tag, give us a shout. I'll fight you. James will fight you. We'll have a Thors-Kin battle royale. That sounds wrong.
No, we won't at all. But yeah, so basically, the one other thing just to round it off, it sounds like obviously it's been a bit of a dry year for Microsoft, I think, with exclusives. Like, yes, they've had Fable. Fable, Jesus Christ! When I want to say Fable, I say Halo, and when I want to say something else, I say Fable. Like, yes, they've had Forza 7, which is like phenomenal. But they've not really had much else apart from that. Halo Wars 2 early in the year. Yeah, Cuphead was fantastic, but like I'm on about big games.
I know.
It sounds like now they're getting back into the grips thing. They've got the Xbox One X out of the doors. They're back in charge in terms of having the hardware, and I think that they had already put in place, because obviously it takes a lot of doing. A lot of time to get things sorted, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of games actually coming to fruition now. So yeah, watch this space. I think it's going to get a lot tighter in the games department between the two. Good,
and I hope this loot crate business goes away, because I don't think it's. I have no problems with microtransactions. It's just when they over microtransaction things, Right, let me get out what I've been. Well, this week I've been. I closed it. I've been kind of binging on Netflix. Excuse me, I'm drinking beer. I'm belchy as fuck. Wow. Don't want to burp down the mic. No, I've been binging on Netflix. I've been so broke, I haven't been able to go out anywhere. There's a new series coming on BBC called Hard Sun. I think it's like when they've got 5 years of sun left, and they've got to panic to try and fix the sun or something.
You might need to repeat that. I think my PC kind of went, I'm doing too much. So what was that?
There's a series on BBC One called Hard Sun coming out.
Yeah.
I fancy watching that. It's a series about them having only 5 years of sun left before it goes sort of supernova or whatever.
That sounds interesting.
So I might catch that.
What do you think would happen if like something happened like that in real life, where there was an asteroid on its way and it was like, right, there's going to be 6 months left, or like Yellowstone is going to go off next year? or something like that.
Do you know? I can call this out now, and I know exactly what happened. They'd pump all their money into space programs to find a planet. They would create, bit like Wall-E. They'd create a load of ships to take the rich and the famous and the powerful on. They'd charge ludicrous prices for these tickets on these ships to go to a new world, and they'd leave the poor behind, and they'd just go. That's exactly what happened.
I think
try and save the world.
Elon Musk would be pretty much made to be the most powerful person ever, wouldn't he? Because they'd need the re-entry tech that he's got with SpaceX.
Yeah, reusable rockets.
Yeah, he'd just be in charge. Just.
Well, I watched a really old Joe Rogan podcast with Brian Cox not long ago, and he was saying like even though to go to Andromeda, it's completely impossible. It's impossible. So even at like that like light speed, it would still take something like 1 million years or something to get there.
So I've been thinking about stuff like veering it off completely now, but fuck it. Like, here's what I think with stuff like that. Did you, while you're on the subject with like Joe Rogan stuff, did you watch the AI section he did where he was looking at all the robots, the robots and the AI and stuff? Got me looking at it, into it all basically, and it got me thinking about, because I've also been reading Age of Ultron, so I literally everything I've like the last couple of weeks I've been like really getting into like AI stuff. Because you're right, you get into Andromeda, it would take so long that the problem that we've got is to get there, we need to get there on technology that can go a certain speed. It needs to bend space-time. It needs to be like an instant or a hop, however many fucking light years over there.
Give Blink 182 a call, though. They've got a number for you.
Yeah, give them 10 years and a few t-shirt sales, and they might have some technology. So the thing is, if you create AI, time is going to work differently for AI than it is for humans, because they're not going to age. So all of their concerns that they'd have, what they value and what's important to them, it's not time restricted. So where like our outlook on reality is completely based around 80 years of I've got to get shit done. As a species, our outlook in terms of can we make it to the moon, can we make it to Mars, fucking Pluto, to the next solar system, or the next galaxy, whatever. What we have to have in place is like a technology that can get there in one lifetime, or a couple of lifetimes. You know, like have you ever seen the film The Passengers?
I haven't seen that yet. I really want to watch it.
I think I've got the right one. I think if it's the one with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, but basically it's like that. It's a Mass Effect Andromeda story of we're going on an adventure. It's going to take a few generations to get there, but we're doing it. We would have the technology, like we'd have to invest to get there, would be absolutely ridiculous. We need to make a jump of like 1,000 years, or a good couple of 100 years at the very least, to even warrant doing it. AI could, if like AI happened tomorrow, they'd be just like, I'm going to get in a rocket and point it that direction. I'll hang on. I'll get there when I get there.
I think AI would fuck us over. Have you seen that? The AI they got at the moment is like yin and yang. I think I spoke to you about it before. The one side of the AI teaches the one thing to teach it lessons, and then the other side learns the lesson.
Yeah. So
it gives one gives the one a program to learn to teach, and the other one and that one has a program to teach.
Yeah.
So it goes round and round. It gives them the program to learn, and so like in a million years, I think AI would realize we're scumbags and it'd finish us off.
I don't think. I think in the AI, this is going off things that like Elon Musk has said, Hawking, like a bunch of different people who work around the field and actually in the fields as well. We're 15, 20 years off AI. Like true, you can have a full-on conversation. What interests me though with it is like consciousness. Like how do you could create a program that is clever enough to completely fool you, and it could pass the Turing test, and it could and it would be what we class as AI. How do you know it's got consciousness and it's making those decisions? That's the thing. Because is it a learning... Are we just a learning program? Are we just brains that recognize that we are a brain and that we're a learning program? Or is consciousness an actual thing?
This is amazing concept. Like, I can't believe you brought that up, because I take it you haven't watched any of Black Mirror at all, the new season.
I haven't, no.
Right, now, see, these questions that you're asking, if you're not going to watch the whole season, at least before the next episode, watch episode 1. USS McAllister, the one that looks very Star Trek-y.
Okay.
Because that, like, is all about AI and consciousness. It's like, if I could take a copy of your consciousness and put it into a game or a simulation, you wouldn't realize it's happened, and the copy I've made of you wouldn't know what the fuck has just happened, because it's just gone from being with you and then waking up in a simulation. It wouldn't know what the fuck's going on, but it would still feel pain. It would still feel sad. It would still feel everything, because it's just a copy of you. That episode amazing, like, and that's what Black Mirror does. I mean, I watched the whole season, and that was one of the standout episodes. Sat and watched it with my wife, and she gave us a sigh of relief, because it's not all Star Trek-y. It's kind of a shock, kind of what it is actually about. Yeah. But she was like, "I'm so glad it's not a Star Trek episode." But yeah, and that's what, like, because you're talking about like consciousness and AI. Like, how would you know that that's not you and stuff like that? You know, if they could on that podcast, was it that one or was it the Brian Cox? It was that one. I'm pretty sure he said that they reckon that consciousness has an algorithm. Like, can you believe that there is an equation somewhere that is consciousness? That is what that means, you know. So they could copy your consciousness onto a fucking disc one day. Your memories, your thoughts. How cool would that be?
There's no reason why you couldn't at least bodge job it. Like, if you could, at the end of it, if you could plug someone into some electrodes and you can make a rat feel arousement, how would you do that? You just fire off some nerves by sticking an electrode into a rat's brain. Like, they can do all that kind of stuff.
I rub his nuts.
So there's
like that, did you?
There's no reason why you couldn't take all of those impulses, feed them into something, and yeah, it's just whatever it is. It would, at the very least, it could be something else that you have to wipe a brain and upload that into it, and you get a copy of someone else. Technically, there's no reason you couldn't do it.
Speaking of wiping, did you hear about that sex robot that went to? I think it was a robotic sex. I don't know, con or something. You know, it was like
robotic
a big
sex con.
Literally, there's a sex robot that's so sophisticated and so real. It got abused by dozens and dozens of people and got absolutely destroyed.
What?
Yeah, you can Google it. There's a sex robot that got destroyed. They left it lying around. Loads of people were like, and they absolutely they fucked the shit out of it and destroyed it.
That's disgusting. That sounds fucking. You know, sometimes you hear something and humanity fails you.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh Jesus.
And that's the first thing we're going to. Look, we're making the only reason to make a robot with a sexy looking woman's face is so you can think, I'm gonna fuck that. Yeah. Have you seen Ex Machina?
Oh, such a good film. Like,
I would die for that pussy. I'm joking.
So, what's your thoughts and stuff like that? Like, if you've got a robot that is, this is going to sound really weird, and you might not even want to answer it, but just be real. Right, you've got a robot that is completely AI, that has consciousness. It looks human, so from a biological point of view, it's normal to develop feelings for something that looks like your species. It can operate and interact at the same intellectual level as a natural human. It can build memories. It can, whether it's artificial or it's done through hormones or impulses, whether it's ones or twos or whether it's electrons firing through nerves, it feels the same emotions, or it says that it interprets the same emotions as we describe them. Do you think that when we hit that level, that you know how people have like Thai brides and stuff, do you think people are gonna it's gonna become normal to have that?
I would say it's one night stand material, but not someone I take home to meet my mom.
Hang on a minute, I'm just gonna swap out the leg. The bolts are sticking.
No,
do you think it's gonna be?
People are already fucking robots, aren't they? They've got flesh.
Yeah, I'm not on about like just like
You're
the
on about
physical
an
side.
emotional level.
I'm on about. Do you think we're as a species going to reach a point where that is a normal thing? Because we're going to start building robotics into ourselves sooner or later. So it's like, where do you draw the line? If we are building more and more machines into the human body through prostheses that are getting more and more advanced, what's the problem when whether you start off biological and add mechanical, whether you start off mechanical and add biology? Where's the line there? It's a weird conversation.
If they can give me a 12-inch member that I can get hard at an instant anytime, fucking sign me up, bitch. Like, no, but on an emotional level, I don't think you'd always be in your mind, wouldn't it? It's like,
what if you didn't? No, here's the thing. Go on.
I always got to quote Coronation Street. There's if every Americans have ever seen it. There's years ago in Coronation Street. There was a guy called Roy Cropper who's a really fucking weird guy. He got with some woman, and then she was like, "I used to be a man," and he was like, "I don't care." I don't care. I don't care. And I just think that'd always be on your mind. It's
so
like,
here's the thing. What if you didn't know?
Yeah, but that was the whole point of that, is that he fell in love with Haley, her name was, as Haley. Like, he didn't know at the time. He still loved her. Like, so that's great. But something that could rip your dick off, like literally could take your skin off while you're alive in one piece. Like, I'm not being funny.
I don't think we're not gonna build fucking T1000s, Al.
Yes, but like, when it's a pussy that's generated by Mitsubishi, like, like, I'm not being funny, but something that walks with an RPM, dude, like,
at least pick a manufacturer that's got fucking decent handling on it.
No, but I'm just saying, I don't know. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because we're a sick fucking race, like you just said, like, you know. But like, I think also, like, if you've ever seen like things like Blade Runner and things like that, I think AI could be really clever at kind of sneakily getting in there and getting information, and start, you know, manipulating you and stuff without you realizing.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, James, you're so beautiful. I love the sound of your voice. You've got great lips. No. Give me your bank codes. Like, you know, it's kind of, they would play on your emotions.
Yeah.
Well, you got bots that do it on Twitter. You say something bad about Trump, and you get a Twitter bot that comes up and is like, fake news, and that's a bot. That's AI, and it's learning every time you do that. It learns from your language, what you talk about, what everyone talks about. It's always evolving.
I'd love to have like be a fly on the wall during that moment where and the reason I say this is because
you're sick fuck.
There's got the people that are doing it. Obviously, they are gonna know the potential consequences, so they're gonna have to think about doing it in the right ways. I'd love to be a fly on the wall during the moment where they realise that it is whatever they've made and has gone live is conscious, and not just an algorithm of just general intelligence. Because the thing is, like with robots, like every time I hear stuff about this, it's like, oh, it's going to be Ultron, it's going to get into the internet, it's going to do this. It's like, if it's ones and zeros, it still needs a freaking an Ethernet cable to get into the internet. It needs the port.
We're all ones and zeros, aren't we?
Different. We're a different type of ones and zeros. Though we're AT, C and Gs and electron pulses. Like that's what we are. An AI would need. It would need the ports on it to be able to get into the internet. If it does, this is what I was saying to you earlier though, was about its concept of time. Like I don't think we can, in the same way as like, you know, when people say, "Oh, what do you think aliens would want with you?" Well, we can't say because we don't have the mentality of a species that can venture light years. The same thing's true with AI. Like, it would have such a different concept of time because it's not going to die. The things that are important to it that are important to us could have zero value. Like biological life could have literally zero value to AI. That's a scary thought.
This is where I think we need to be responsible with this because, of course, corporations are going to be looking at making money and making things easy, like they already do. I mean, there are car manufacturers replacing men with machines every fucking minute. Like, but say you like hear me out for a second, right? Because it's going to sound really fucking weird. Say there's a species of rhino dying out, right? And you could create like a plastic or synthetic rhino carcass that is basically a sex bot for a rhino, and you could replace the endangered species by creating fucking babies with a synthetic rhino. Do you know what I mean? Like
that has
rhino,
artificial wounds in it and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thought. That's
you could do it with 3D printing, with all sorts. You know, you can grow stem cells. So why can't you just take some DNA off one rhino, go across the country to one that isn't related, try and grow something like a womb and put it in with a synthetic body, shoot some rhino jizz inside it and make a new rhino baby. Dragon's Den, I'm calling that one, bitch. Imagine going into Dragon's Den. Yeah, okay, mister, give me your penis, yes? Inside here, it feels real, right?
We do a live demonstration now. Here,
congratulations, it's a boy.
I have brought Rhino in the lift with me.
Here is a snow leopard.
I'm sorry, but I'm out.
No, that'll be more like I'm in. Like, okay, so that's my responsible take on it. I mean, it's not going to happen. It's not going to finance to put loads of money into some sort of technology like that. You need to have something. You're not going to get any gain out of that, are you?
Yeah.
Apart from Donald Trump, he'd probably like to grow rhinos and let people pay him to shoot it. Like, anyway, let's get on to it because we're going to run out of time otherwise. Netflix. I was about to go on a rant. That was a really good talk, by the way. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was really good. I watched a few things. I watched The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. Have you seen the trailer for this?
No, I've not.
Well, like I went into this with not much optimism because Jackie Chan is getting on a bit now. Like he's in his 60s. He hasn't done a film in ages. Not a good one anyway. And it's about the IRA, funnily enough. And it's about a car bomb that goes off in London. It's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. Kills Jackie Chan's daughter. And he goes to find out who did it. He goes after the fucking IRA, Jackie Chan, like 60-year-old Jackie Chan, and you have Pierce Brosnan in it as like one of the IRA Sinn Féin types, like talk like this, better accent than I've got. I tell you, fucking hell, he's got an amazing accent in that. And basically, he haunts these people. Jackie Chan does. He follows them around. He gives them warning shots by blowing cars up, and he doesn't kill anyone to start off with. And he just follows them around. He wants names. He wants to know who's killed his daughter. And he's really like, I've never seen Jackie Chan. He's usually like the jolly, kind of stupid, kind of, happy.
Yeah, he's a goofball, but now he's the Chinese Punisher.
Oh my God, yeah, and he's brutal in it. Mate, honestly, I was so shocked. I was expecting some cheesy fucking Steven Seagal type film, you know. There's like shit choreography, bad opera music, and fat people jumping around like they're fucking hard. But no, it was. I was really good. There's a few cheesy bits in the like there'd be an explosion, and then a guy who ex IRA fucking hardened will come up and he'd like sniff the air and he'd lick his finger and he'd be like, yeah, it's a compression device, and it's this, and it's that way. And then like you follow a trail from an explosion. I'd be like, how the fuck did he know all that? I mean, he might be able to tell that, but it just seemed a bit Scooby-Doo-ish to me.
I was just gonna say, all right, fucking Scooby.
Yeah, but like he disappears in the forest for one bit, and they send out all their henchmen out for him. He's just hiding in the forest, and he like fought in Vietnam, you know. And he's just picking them off one by one with all his traps and stuff. Oh, it's so good. I would definitely watch it if you like. It's kind of got a slow build up, but then it just goes fucking mental towards the end. It's really good.
Awesome.
So I watched that. I've just like I said, I've been binging on Netflix. Black Mirror, I did all of that in like 3 nights. It's so good. People are umming and ahhing about it because they're not used to a series not running in sequence. Like, each one of these is its own individual entity. It's its own story. And it's in season 4 now.
Kind of like how if every individual season of American Horror Story was an episode.
Yeah, very much so. So you could watch, like the one I told you, the USS Callister. You definitely need to watch that as soon as you can.
Yeah.
You can watch that and then go back and see the old ones. And like, let me explain. Like, first of all, the first 2 seasons, it was Channel 4 thing, so they didn't have a massive budget. Like, but they were still brilliant. Charlie Brooker, if you've ever seen him he used to do lots of chat shows and stuff years ago. He's really dry. He used to do not the 10 o'clock news or something, I think it was called. And he's really dry, and I didn't quite like him, but now I've seen what he can do with his mind. Like, Netflix saw the potential for this, and at season 3 they were like, we'll give you what you want, we'll give you what you like. And you know what I was saying about that Dallas, the one out of Jurassic World, the lady that runs away from the TV, Dallas Bryce, I think her name is. I actually remembered she was in one of the episodes on season 3, and she was really, really good in it, so I take back what I said about her. She's actually really good. So you got this season, they're usually like 6 episodes. So you've got USS Callister, Archangel, Crocodile, Kill the DJ, Metalhead, and Black Museum, right? So USS Callister, I'll give you a quick rundown. I'm not going to spoil them because I want you to go and watch them. USS Callister is all about your consciousness and how you can, if you could copy it and put it into something and trap you there. And, you know, say like, if you got like a character on Call of Duty you like playing with a lot, see if that guy was real and he was trapped in that game and he couldn't get out, like that's just a mental thing to think about. Archangel is about a really protective mother who gets a chip put inside the kid's head, and she can follow her kid's whereabouts everywhere, see what she sees through her eyes. She can look at her vitals, see her position all the time. I
almost want you to stop saying anything.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, don't go anymore, because I'm itching. I'm itching to watch it.
Crocodile. It's very much about how something from the past can come back and haunt you, like, and ruin your life.
Yeah.
And how one bad mistake can lead to like an avalanche of further mistakes. It's a horrific watch. Kill the DJ is about a dating. It's like a program, and you have to do as you're told. And basically, it speeds up dating for you. So you go through dates of like 10 months, 5 years, whatever, and it's meant to make you find your perfect partner. But it's as frustrating as it is. You've got to follow the rules. Metalhead is unbelievable. I was just horrified by this. It's filmed in black and white. It's very much Doctor Who meets Terminator meets 28 Days Later. It's about robots chasing humans down, and fuck, it's chilling. It is really chilling. Excuse me. And then the Black Museum's the last one, and you go into like a museum in Nevada or something like that, or Texas. I don't know where it is. I'm sorry, but it's got like it's a museum, and they got like props from all the old seasons and stuff. So you got like fit mannequins wearing like outfits from past episodes and stuff like that. And they go through a couple of short stories, and then it ends on a real beastie moment. Like, so, dude, like, I can't stress enough. Like, more than Game of Thrones, more than Breaking Bad, more than anything I've ever watched, this is the most perfect TV. Like, it's got everything. It's got a horror movie. It's got a romance. It's got sci-fi. Always got technology. It's always like some sort of technology somewhere. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it sounds right up my street. That definitely going to be watching that.
Give Callister a go, USS Callister, and let me know what you think. When you finished, I want you to text me. Because
so that's episode 1 of season 3.
4.
Oh, season 4.
Like I said, season 1 and 2, it was a Channel 4 thing, so they had a budget, but not much. After season 2, they went season 3. Netflix were like, "We'll give you the world, like we'll give you as much money as you like." So he pumped money into that, and it was really good. A-list actors, whatnot. Season 4, obviously, because of season 3, everyone loved it. Season 4 was just even bigger and better. So definitely pick it up. It is probably one of the best things you'll see. And then last night, I was struggling to sleep. I had a bit of toothache. So I took some painkillers. And whilst I was waiting for him, I thought, I'll wait down here for 20 minutes, wait for him to start working, and I'll go back to bed. And I found this thing on Netflix that everyone's talking about. It's called End of the Fucking World. That's the program it's called. It's a British thing. Short 20-minute episodes, which is perfect for a short mind, late at night, not much time. And I can't really say much about it other than it's both fucked up and beautiful at the same time. It follows the stories of two 17-year-olds, and they decide to run away from home, and they are the most fucked up individuals you'll ever fucking see. Like, she's just a crazy, I don't do rules on, and do you know what? It's really good because I work with like young adults, and I can see a lot of them in these people. And the one guy thinks he's a serial killer and wants to go around killing people and stuff. But they go on a journey together. It's really, really good. I think that's going to do really well, So that's my Netflix story for the week. So when I get a bit more money, I'll be able to go out in the cinema and have a life. Yeah, wicked. That's me.
Awesome.
Don't know what else to say other than suck my balls, motherfucker.
Yeah, that I'm definitely going to hit with Black Mirror. Definitely. So who do you think's been the biggest dickhead of the week this week? Do you think it's been Logan Paul, or do you think it's been fucking Donald Trump?
And Kim Jong-un, like, is ill, and I don't know, the fucking weird one from North Korea. They're both as bad as each other. Like, you've got Kim Jong-un, like, I've got a button on my desk and I'll press it if I need to. And then you'd expect someone like the president of the United States of America to be like, wave him off, like, okay, whatever. But he responds with, "Hi, Kim Jong-un, my button is a lot bigger."
Yeah, basically, that was such a dick-sizing interaction that was. Thing is, what I realised after that was we all look at North Korea like they are the craziest country in the world, like they've got this mad lunatic of a dictator who does all this crazy shit, who threatens countries and is just like, you need to be put out, like taken out of the equation. Donald Trump is exactly the same thing, except he's on our side. He is a fucking lunatic. He is literally no better than King Jong Bulkup.
We're stuck right in the middle of it, If they're gonna attack America, they're gonna attack us as well.
Yeah,
we're their strongest ally, And
we're not.
No, but it's really sad to see that you've got this clown in power. And you could say, "Oh, you're British, man. You don't really matter to you," but it does, man. It really does matter to us, because whatever happens in America always follows suit here. It always does. Like,
yeah, so we're the sheep to America. That's the thing. So we've got nothing by ourselves. So it's a case of like, what's Big Brother doing? I've got to do the same thing.
Exactly. And this guy is a bully. I've been reading a few of his tweets. I've been shared. You don't even have to look for them. They're there on Facebook. They're everywhere. Like, really running people down on Facebook, ex-colleagues, people that have been fired and things like really taking the piss out of people. And like, you get a lot of young people that would look at that and think that that's the way to be. That it's okay to be like that. There's a lot of people that wouldn't think that, but
I
still,
I think impact on future generations is probably this. Well, long term, obviously. I say that like I've missed the big point, but like social media impact on future generations is the least of people's worries with fucking Donald Trump. Gee, I don't think there will be a future generation.
Yeah, but you've got these like survival. I ain't worried about nothing, sir. As long as I got my stockpile of weapons, just to survive the world and by them Jews, by them Muslims, goes North Korea. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over there with my M16. I'm gonna shove it up his ass, pull the trigger, and then we're gonna turn North Korea into one giant NASCAR track. That's what we're gonna do, son. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Do you know what I mean? They're fucked up in the head. They think they can just walk over there and take North Korea. There are a lot more North Koreans in such a small in their army. Like, it's scary. They don't.
Yeah, a lot of what they show though is, as far as like, I might be completely wrong, but as what as I can see, and people who have looked into it that I've followed and stuff, is that it's a lot of fake propaganda. What they actually have and what they can do, what they're capable of. I don't think it would be a nice time to be around. Don't get me wrong, but unless the nuke started flying, I think it would be a one foul swoop and you're fucked.
And that's the fucking thing, Trump, as well. You're running your fucking mouth off. Oh, I've got bigger nukes, so I've got a bigger butt. Who's the first person that's going to be putting in fucking nuclear shelter? Him. It's the people that will die. Millions of people will die whilst he's tucked away in the shelter because if he's run his mouth off. The guy needs to be taken out of power. Like, I don't want to sound like some radical fucking hate cast, like, because we'll get taken off YouTube. But like, the guy's an idiot, and he's running that country to the ground. Like, he wants to make America great again. He's going to make it into a fucking nuclear wasteland if he carries on. You know?
At least they can go around collecting Nuka-Colas and stuff like that.
And then you'll get Russia just move into like top power. Like, he's not going to be able to take on North Korea and Russia at the same time. He needs to fucking be careful. Like, be as diplomatic as he can be. Yeah, there's good, like China, for example. Yeah, they're a really powerful country, but they're diplomatic as fuck. Like, they don't go marching into places. And I mean, I know there was that picture of their fucking armada. Did you see that picture years ago? I think it was. It was a picture of their armada, and it was just like ships in the sea as far as you could see. Like, but like, they don't go sticking their nose in other people's business.
Yeah.
Neither did Russia.
If anything kicked off that forced China to get involved, that's it. Just go home, because China would wipe any country off the face of this earth.
Yeah,
flat out. They could do it with fucking infantry. They could literally just send people in with safety scissors.
One single line.
Yeah. Send them all in with safety scissors, and they would take out the entire mechanized fucking division.
I got this image of Lemmings. Remember the game Lemmings? People just filing into our country, falling off cliffs and stuff, like, until they put a rock there for them to jump on. Yeah, that's a funny thought. But yeah, these are people's lives. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, so let's move on from Trump, because I'm getting angry. My face gets red when I get angry about him. Let's go on to the next POTUS, the new. I reckon he's going to be next in line for the president.
Yes, seeing as we're voting in fucking knob fucks.
Idiots.
Yeah, Logan Paul. So big YouTuber, decided to go to Japan, made a bunch of videos, and one of them was going into the suicide forest and recording an actual live dead body. And I've not watched the video because I'm not giving him views, so I don't know the specifics. But basically, it was just in horrendous bad taste. His apology was a plug for his own show. And then there's more footage that's come out of like montages of the shit that they got up to. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen the montage. I used to like him. I thought he was really good. I thought he was like a real, like, promising talent when I first saw him because he's a good looking chap. He does his acting and he's quite funny. Like, but then I think it's got to his head a bit. Excuse me. And he's just doing stupid shit. Like,
literally, this montage of him going around Japan, it was just like, what could you do to be disrespectful? Like, he was going around breaking stuff. He was throwing stuff in the street. He was going around putting dead fish on the back of cars, and it's like the kind of stuff that you'd do if you were drunk and you thought you were actively showing off. Like, he was doing everything that you could imagine him doing.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
like,
it's just a prick.
He's well loved. He's a bit like that Jack Jones, isn't he? Like, I think he's simmered down a bit now. He used to go around stealing people's hats and things. Like, I think when he realised how much hate he was getting, he kind of toned it down a bit. He did sort of same, but kind of toned it down a bit. He's got his viewers now. He's got his audience, his fans. Like, you don't need to do more. You don't need to go even more extreme, do you? You know what I mean? And same with the Jackass people. They did their thing, but they'd probably get permission first, you know? They wouldn't just turn up to some town and start throwing shit around, you know? And look how much money they made. I mean, they all fucked up now, like. They all fucked up, like. But Logan Paul.
It's like the only word that I can think of describing him isn't particularly offensive, but it's, I think, accurate. He's a brat.
Yeah, he's a mature brat.
Yeah. Like, that's the only thing I can think to describe him. It's a surprise that he didn't get his fucking nose smashed in, to be perfectly honest. I think it's testament to the Japanese culture of how respectful they were back. Because if he'd have gone round fucking Manchester or Birmingham doing shit like that, he would have got his fucking head kicked in.
He would have, yeah. And then he would have complained,
yeah,
about how bad the British people are. And,
he'd have ended up in hospital because he would have pissed people off too much. But yeah, what a knob.
I'm not looking forward to the World Cup, are you? It's a completely different subject. I was talking about it earlier because we've got the World Cup coming up in the summer in Russia. And obviously, I've been watching a lot of Reggie Yates lately. Also, as well, remembering what happened at the Euros a couple of years ago when the UK fans turned up and smashed everything up. Got into fights with the Russian fans, which has not lived long in them, and now they're going to be like at it again. And it's just going to be so embarrassing. I hate football hooligans. I fucking hate you all. Like, I love a game of football. I don't want to talk about it too much. A lot of geeks don't like football, but it's a beautiful game. And then there's the money that ruins it. And then there's these twats that turn up and start throwing chairs in a place where there's children and families. It's bullshit.
I can't wait for those people to be locked up in a Russian prison. They will last minutes. There will be many sore bums in that prison. I can guarantee you now.
And not
many
just
sore
that,
bums.
like, have you seen the size of these Russians? They will kick fuck out of the English people.
Yeah.
And they almost need it. They need it, like,
Well done. You throw chair at my family? I blow you up in tank.
I'll have the Molotov cocktail. Yeah, it's not going to end well. If the English yobs turn up there thinking they're going to make any sort of an impression, they're very wrong. Because, like, places like Russia, Poland, South America, people get killed on a fucking weekly basis. Like, it's horrible out there. Like, and we're nothing. Like, I want it to stop. Let's just enjoy a game of football, have a few beers, and go home, lads. Like, no need for it. But, anyway, right. So, you want to move on to it?
Yeah, get your number generator out.
Okay. I nearly went into superhero bar fight. Forgot we got our stupid. By the way, that's a stupid sound effect. We can use it this week, but I need to mess around with that because it's
your superhero jingle.
Yeah, my jingle. Number generator. Okay, so we got 94 and 78. I think we had 78 before. 94 and 78. 78 is the Arbiter. I'm going to pick another one. 94 is the Green Lantern. That's a good one. So, Green Lantern versus 34, which is The Punisher.
Your number generator is shit. It's just like just picking the same ones, right?
64.
Okay.
64 is Black Panther versus Green Lantern. That's a good face off. I like that.
Versus Green Lantern. Oh,
I don't think there's any competition here.
yeah, I don't think there is, but it would be interesting. So while we're doing it, can I just say that the more I'm watching the Black Panther trailer, and I'm not watching like to go to sleep to every night. I do realise I've made that sound like I did.
To it every fucking night.
But yeah, I've seen it about 3 or 4 times now. I watched the most recent one recently, and yeah, he's looking badass.
I like it, I do. And you know, when we talked about it with Garrett and Justin, we were all slagging off. It looks shit, man. What the fuck is it? You know, it looked a bit weird, but I think it'll be all right. It's going to make money. I think it's still going to be on the same sort of lines of Ant-Man and.
I don't. I think it's. Did you notice when they were on the ground in Wakanda, the vehicles and the stuff? It had a Thor Ragnaroky vibe to it. Like they've taken something from the comic books and managed to find a way to make it look like that in films now. And yeah, I think it could be. I don't think it will be as big because people don't care, but I think quality-wise, it's going to be very, very good. But I just don't think he's got anything to go up against someone who could make anything come out of his fist.
No, I think he could literally pick him up in a bubble, take him to space, and just leave him there to suffocate. Like, that's it, game over. Then whilst he's suffocating, shove a big green dildo in his mouth.
I think what would happen is Green Lantern would he'd form a yarn ball with a bit of string on the end and just play about with him for a bit, just like a cat.
Or you create a big bulldog and just chase him around, chew him up and spit him out. He wouldn't be able to penetrate him. I don't think he'd be able to penetrate his armor, but I think he could definitely create some sort of vessel to take him to space and just leave him there. Even if he could survive in that suit of his, how is he going to get back? Like, he's got no jetpack, is he?
I think Black Panther would be pretty tough to catch as well, though. Like, he's agile as hell.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so.
And don't forget, he's got an army. They could, like.
Yeah, you'd have Quinjets flying around everywhere, blowing stuff up. You'd have all of that adamantium shit going on, but yeah, it's. I think ultimately,
but
I think.
On.
What?
If Black Lantern's allowed, Black Panther's allowed to use his army, is the Green Lantern allowed to use his core?
No, because that makes it completely unfair. And I said adamantium before everyone destroys me. I know it's vibranium. No, so
what's unobtainium then?
Unobtainium is from Avatar.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's the shit that they're drilling under the god tree to get in Avatar.
So we're gonna say Green Lantern would catch him, but it would be
eventually. It would be like the start of every James Bond film. You've got a car chase.
Yeah,
I think it would be a good 10-minute long Black Panther evading him while he flies around trying to chase him with like increasingly sophisticated like green holographic contraptions that are coming out of his ring.
Let's visualize this, because Green Lantern's always fascinating to talk about. So you see, you've got these Quinjets flying around everywhere, you've got people jumping around and shooting him with shit. So he creates like a giant, almost fly trap like thing that catches them all and smashes them to the ground. Yeah, so there's no more Quinjets. Yeah,
a fly trap or like a fly swatter.
Swatter, yeah, not a fly trap. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, a Venus fly trap. Slowly closing. Yeah, a fly swatter gets rid of everything. Evades Black Panther whilst he's doing his agile thing. You might get a few scratches on his legs and what have you, but eventually just wraps him in a bubble and literally kicks him into space, field goal style.
Yeah,
I do it in American football style as well, so he spins around in the air, looks a twat as he's dying. Yeah, cool. That's wicked. Should we do another one? Let's do another one.
If you want to.
Yes. Okay. 46 and 56. 46 is Predator.
Oh, yes. Here we go.
Predator versus, was it 56?
Yeah, if it's Alien.
Constantine versus Predator. Oh my god, that's a face up and a half.
What could Constantine physically
Constantine
do, though? I don't know the character enough.
He can create vexes and spells. He can put a curse on Predator, but I don't think he
I curse you to eternal bad luck.
He could create traps. Like he can create like traps that the Predator wouldn't be able to see, and that would just swallow him and take him to hell.
Oh, that does not sound good. If Arnold Schwarzenegger can create traps in its own environment and beat Predator, then I think Constantine with magic traps is going to beat the shit out of him.
I don't think Constantine's going to win, though. I really don't. I think Constantine is great against anybody that's of magic, dead, or
that's not good. Don't put that on your CV, Matt. I can beat anyone up who's dead.
No, because like he's constantly fighting spirits and sorcerers and things like that. But someone that's a trained like commando style killing machine is effectively what the armor on the Predator is. It's just all sorts of gadgets and gizmos, as well as the intelligence that the creature's got. Like,
yeah,
I just don't think that he would get like John Constantine's going to walk up in his big fucking trench coat, a cigarette in his mouth, and half a fucking bottle of whiskey in his hand, like, you know. Whereas Predator's going to be ready for the fight. He's going to have heat vision, which I think John Constantine could evade. I reckon he could cool himself down. He could create and turn himself into almost a spirit if he wanted to.
Yeah.
He's done it before. He can steal powers off people, but he can't steal a turret off someone's shoulder. You know, it's a
yeah, exactly. It would be like, I think it'd be like seeing the Terminator go against Doctor Strange, wouldn't it? Of just like shit firing in and just hexes and sparks and runes and stuff.
I think John could get away. He could get away, but as a fight, I don't think he could take him. I can't see how.
Unless this is the caveat, unless it's AVP Predator, where he's so fat and heavy and short, he's like a barrel where he's like, oh, I'll be there in a second, guys.
John Constantine's got access to weapons as well, but weapons that would be more effective against, say, a vampire or Superman. He could bring down Superman in an instant, like in an absolute instant. In a blink of an eye, bring down Superman. He'd just whisper a few words into Superman's ears, and he'd be dead. Like, he wouldn't even flinch. But like I said, a killing machine, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna have to give this one to Predator. This is gonna be a hard one, I think.
Can you imagine if Constantine's just come off the back of his fight against Superman and fighting Predator? He's just like, I'll use the same tactic. So he just walks up to Predator, whispers in his ear, he's like, Martha is a cunt. He's just like stabbed up in the air, fucking wrist blades, holds Constantine up in the air, and Constantine's last like dying words is like, it worked against Superman.
Yeah, I think that's I think you've called it. I don't think he's got a chance. If it, like I said, if it was somebody that could be vexed, I don't mean that in a stressed out kind of way, but I mean someone that could, like, you could put a curse on.
It's just like stresses him out. It's just like, oh no, one of the braidings come out of one of my dreadlocks. No.
Stand away from a distance. Your face looks like a vagina.
He just runs off to his hunting buddies. He's just like, they're bullying me again. Well, did they say the vagina face joke again? Yes, we all look like that. It's okay.
Oh my god, Martha, you look like Martha's baggy fanny. Oh god. Okay, wicked. I like that. So we've got Green Lantern beats Black Panther, and Predator would beat John Constantine.
Yeah.
I hate saying that as well, because John Constantine's like one of my favorite DC characters. Love him to death, but I don't think he could do it.
No.
Wicked. That's good, man. That's good. It's good. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
As I can't thought.
Yeah, so that's been episode 21 of the Thors-Kin podcast. Predator and John Constantine. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to be able to talk like that and just have people they fear people like that, don't they? Because
I think you're chatting shit, to be honest.
I've had a couple of beers too many, I think.
Let's get out of here before you embarrass yourself.
What are your plans? What are your plans for this week?
Fuck all. Work. Boring stuff.
I got a few things. I'm gonna try to get on that Hard Sun. I'm gonna try and get an episode of that in. I can't think of anything I really want to review at the moment. I'll let you know how that end of the fucking world goes. Like,
yeah.
And let me know how you get on with Black Mirror. I really do want you to watch it. So
yeah,
get on
cool.
it, bitch.
Will
Got some
do.
working for the show, all right? And I'll catch you on the upside, motherfucker.
See you there.
Flip side. On the flip side, not on the upside. What the fuck is wrong with me? I need to go. Ladies, bitches.
See you in a bit, buddy.
I think I just died at the end there. I think I've had too many beers, man. Fucking hell. Things just falling out my fucking face like verbal diarrhea. You're still recording, aren't you?
Yes.
Cunt.